Hey Joe, last time you were here, I had about 4 goes at getting you on the camera.
Yeah, I know Eugene kept hogging it. He loves the camera, that boy.
Yeah, something always happened, you know.
Yeah.
But we had some good yarns off camera.
Yeah.
Of course, Alex and you have climbed the heights since then. It's been brilliant, and it's good to see that you've been involved in everything he's done. What contender thing? What is that called?
The Ultimate Fighter. Yeah. That was a good experience. Yeah, it was. It was really good. You know, living with all those guys for I think it was 8 weeks. You know, and training, and we had a really good team. You know, if you got guys that want to put the work in, it's easy being a coach. You know, it becomes enjoyable. You don't need to push them. They push themselves, and you just got to guide them. So, as a coach, it's the best feeling. And then, like I said, we had such a good crew. You know, with Alex and Frank. Big Woods and Craig Jones. It was, we had, can't forget Colby, the dark horse, but yeah, we had a good team. We were all living together, training together, and enjoying the high life of Vegas.
Well, it's a bit of a difference from when you started off, because you told me, if I remember the story right, you really started the training because you had the security thing, and some of the guys that were working for you didn't really know that much, and you wanted to teach them a bit.
Yeah, well, my original office, I had a space, and I just made like a home gym. Well, it wasn't a home gym because it was a pretty big space, and I just set up a gym so I could train with a couple of the boys that we were training with, and all the security guys used to come in. And then when I got to 40, I sort of wanted to semi-retire, so I bought an old church near my house. You know, it's 5 minutes, and I turned that into the gym, and I just wanted to train guys and go on holidays, and then lo and behold, I'm doing a lot of travelling.
Well, that part worked out all right.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and all because the little fat fella walked into the room one
day.
Yeah,
he just wanted to get fit pre-season, and the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah, and you told me a good story once about you finding it hard to get Alex fights, and you had 3, were they brothers or cousins that turned up?
Yeah, on my first show that I put Alex on, I didn't match him till the day of the fight. And Alex kept saying, who am I matched against? And I just kept changing the subject and moving on, saying I'm too busy organising the show. And I didn't match him till 12 o'clock of the fight, of the fight day. And I had to make a deal with these Lebanese guys. And the only reason they took it, they said, if you put my brother and my cousin on the show, so the day of the fight I had to change the whole card around to accommodate the whole fight, and Alex knocked him out in I think a minute and a half, and yeah, the trouble and the stress it caused me wasn't worth the time that he spent knocking this guy out.
Tell us about they arrived, the 3 of them, with 1 pair of shorts and 1 mouthguard or something.
Yeah, that was it. They showed up, literally, with 1 mouthguard, a pair of shorts, and they all shared it. And one of the guys got out of jail the week before. It was a mess all around. Like I said, I had to do a deal with the devil to get that show on. I had to ring and pull out every contact I knew,
Yeah. The last time, as I say, you were here, and it was Christmas time. You're heading away to first fight against Max, and
yeah, well, there was that one, but we came here for the last time we were here was the Auckland show when Brad and Dan Hooker was the main event. That was the last time we were here, but we weren't here as a fight camp. But we did train here. We just came out to help the boys like they help us, and we were. That was the last time that we were there. Then we went over to Vegas to watch Izzy and the Romero fight, and on the way back, that was the start of everything starting to close down. And 2.5 years later, we finally make it back here. Yeah. So it's been a pretty sort of. I think you guys have copped it a lot harder than what we have. We had. We opened up and eased up, a lot sooner than what you guys have. I mean, you still have to wear masks here. We haven't worn masks for, God, since Christmas, They and all our restrictions have been taken off, and we've just been back to normal. You don't need to be vaxxed anymore. You can, yeah. So you guys are still having it like we had to get COVID tested to come in the day before. Then on day 1 we've got to get COVID tested again, and then on day 5 and 6 we've got another 2 COVID tests to do. You know, so we're not doing any of that. So we're a bit luckier in that sense back at home.
Since you've been back, you've gathered a few of the UFC fighters have been coming, and you've all been training together. Has that happened, or did I read wrong somewhere? With you guys?
Yeah, well, Jamie's been with us. He's doing his camp with us as well. Josh has got a fight coming up, so he's been, you know, he comes down. They both come down and spar regularly with our guys, and then at the moment I'm just setting up a camp there. We've got guys coming from, you know, Western Australia, Melbourne, Queensland. We've got them coming from everywhere. You know, we've got a fighter's house set up, and yeah. So when we leave here, we're doing 2 weeks at home with all those guys. Then we'll be back here for a week, and then we're off to Vegas, you know, and you know, get this 4th ruby, I think it is, on the belt.
And how hard is it to accommodate for everybody now? Because you're still in the same gym, or if you had to expand, or what? Yeah,
we're still in the same gym. It was funny, Alex and I actually bought a huge facility. It was like 1,200 square metres, you know. We were going to turn it into a super gym. But, you know, as we started doing this work, you know, somebody came in and just gave us an offer that we couldn't refuse. So we ended up just leasing it out, and we're still in the same old little place. And now we're looking at buying somewhere else, you know. So, yeah, it's the way it is, you know. And I just think maybe it was a godsend. You know, I'm getting a bit old, and maybe it's time to hang up the boots, you know.
I don't think so. Not when you're on top at the moment, mate.
Yeah, and I've still got like a couple of young guys from my gym that, you know, been with me since they were kids, and, you know, they look like they're going to be on the road to, you know, hopefully making it to the UFC or one of the other big promotions, because they're good young kids. They train hard, and they've got the same sort of ambition as Alex and a lot of the guys here. You know, some guys have just got that drive that, you know, it doesn't matter if you knock them down, they get back up, and that they want to get there. And I think that's what you need to get there. You know, you can't just go on your ability. You've got to have that inner drive that you want to succeed, and some people just haven't got it, you know, and some people have, you know.
What's for you personally? You know, you've lived in the area, and then you're treated differently now. People open your car door for you?
That's Alex. Alex has gone from 7-star to 8-star now, so he's a superstar in town. No, look, you know, around Wollongong and that, I've always had a gym, and I've run the nightclubs there for the last 35 years, so I'm sort of well known anyway around town, so people know who I am and what I do. So it hasn't changed much, except instead of talking about, you know, can they get into this nightclub or that, they talk about, you know, Alex and, you know, what we're doing next, you know. But, you know, I've got like a bit of a base there, you know.
Yeah. Is the town all UFC followers now, where they may have not been in the start?
Yeah. Like even Alex said, he had to go to get some checkup at the hospital. I think after one of the fights, he had a cut or something, and as he was going through, some older lady, like a grandmother, pulled him aside and said, you know, she watched him on TV and was so impressed with him, you know, and we've got a really huge Macedonian presence in Wollongong, and now everywhere I go, they all pull me up, and they're all related to Alex, or they lived in his father's village or something. You know? I've got a lot of Macedonian friends, and I just love to tell them, I go, now everybody's related to Alex. Before, nobody knew who he was, but now they're all related to him. It's funny.
That's brilliant. Hey, coming back here, and you haven't been here for so long, there's a lot of new faces out there. You notice the vibe is still here.
Yeah, and there's a lot more Aussies training here too, you know, which is a good thing. You know, you Kiwis can't have everything. But yeah, no, it's always been a positive vibe here. You know, Hugen and Dougie, they're like myself now. They don't tolerate the bullshit, you know. So you either, you know, fit in and have that same drive and want to be part of the team, or they just show you the door, you know. And I guess that's why we get along. We've got that same mentality, you know, and yeah, there's no real egos here. Everyone wants to help each other and everybody wants to get better.
Oh well, we had the big day coming up. How happy are you with Alex and where he is at the moment?
Yeah, well, we're probably say we're not even halfway through the camp, you know. It's been a short turnaround. I think we've only had like 2.5 weeks, just over 2.5 weeks before they told us, hey, we're on again. And it's going to be, you know, great to be on the show again with Izzy and Brad. You know, Carlos is fighting the week before, so, you know, that is bringing a special vibe to the gym. And, you know, like I said, everybody's striving to move forward, and we've got that same vibe. We've got a lot of guys fighting at our gym as well, so we've got that same energy happening where we are, and yeah, it's great. You know, I'm looking forward to fight week because there's going to be so many of us around, and that always makes for a special time as well. You know, yeah, it's always good when you've got a lot of the boys there. It brings out, you know, fight week's got a lot of positive energy, but when there's more of us there, it's brings out more. And you know, catching up, I think, you know, Frankie's going to be here next week, which, oh sorry, he gets here Saturday, I think. You know, Frankie's always good value, and good luck New Zealand with Frankie being here. Yeah. No, I've got to love the old Frankie. He's a good man.
Yeah, I think, you know, that nobody says anything around here, but I've certainly noticed the vibe when from the old camps to the new camps, when everybody was available to come in and out. Everybody, of course, still done really well, but I think there's something a little bit different this time. I can feel the buzz in the air, you know.
Yeah. Like I said, once you got that positive energy. Everybody feeds off each other, and you know, it just goes through the whole place. You know, and you know, like I think that the first fight with Max, you know, we did the last week here, and I just remember, you know, the last spider, Alex was the last one to do it, and everybody was screaming, and he didn't hear the bell, and he just kept. Everyone was going over to congratulating him, and he just kept taking guys down, you know, one after another, and we're just trying to stop him, but he was just that hyped that he just kept going, you know. He's like a machine, and I think they got that on film. It's like a real highlight, you know, where he just couldn't stop the man. And again, that translates into, you know, fight week and then the fight, you know, that energy.
Hey, great to finally catch up with you in front of the lens.
Yeah, it's great to be with you, Tony. Always a good man, brother.
Yeah, cool man. I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks Tony.
For your time and good luck over there.
Thanks, Tony.
Cheers. All right, come through good.
Sorry, my phone just kept ringing.
Oh, did it? No.
I didn't even hear it through the monitor.
Oh, I could feel it. Yeah, all good.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good having you back for this run, the lead up.
Yeah, we'll be back again. You can do another interview with me, Tony, in 2 weeks.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I'll let you, Tony, all right?
Okay, mate.
I'm not going to charge you this time.
Checks in the mail for this one, mate.
The hard thing with the Ultimate Fighter was, because you're mic'd up and the cameras are on you all the time. Sorry.
Yeah.
And the cameras are on you all the time, and you just forget. So I go. I've got a tendency for I'll just go, you fucking faggot, you know. I started, and I go, shit. The boys are going, shit. So I went up to the producers and I went, hey guys, look, I just want to tell you, I've said some derogative words there, but I identify myself as a faggot, so you can't use it against me. They were just looking, shaking their heads, you know. But you got to, because like they said, what do they call it, a hot mic, you know, you don't know. I did it to John Jones, where him and Cormier doing it, and then they go, still there, you dog, this, that, and the other, and they play it back. Yeah. So I just got to be careful one day I don't get I don't get too famous and they use all these thing against you, you know? Not that I give a shit.
Yeah. That would be a big experience. Did you get to pick up one of those bloody snakes? Shit,
No.
they were huge,
Oh,
weren't they?
mate, they were. We knew something was on, you know, because they sort of gave it away because we got there and we were always early to practice and they hadn't set up yet. So we pulled up and the guys are going, oh, you just got to wait here, could you just wait here? And Ortega's cars were still there. And they said they haven't finished practice. We were all going, they've got a prank happening. So we already knew.
All right, yeah.
And we opened the door and those fucking snakes are there, you know. Some of the guys fucking petrified. Alex goes, oh, great, put it on. So it blew for them in the sense that, but a lot of the American guys, they like from our team and that even their team shit themselves, you know. I got to pat them, but yeah, they were, I mean, honestly. And there was one real vicious one. The guy kept saying he's got to be fed, and he said if they eat, they're real placid, but if they haven't eaten, they're aggressive, you know. And I mean, they're talking.
What do they feed them? Because like a mouse wouldn't fill that fellow.
Oh, God knows, you know, probably feed them a pig. Because honestly, did you ever see these snakes? Oh, mate, they were honestly
monstrous.
from here to that wall, maybe some of them even longer. They were that round.
Yeah.
They had like 3 of those, and then they had a whole heap of smaller ones. But like I said, there was one that hid. And he goes, oh, he hasn't been fed, so don't go near that one. You know, he's really, really aggressive. And a couple of boys, have a look, and he's squat. But I'm talking like a head this big. You know, fuck, it should swallow you. I mean, honestly, they probably eat a human. They could probably eat a human, you know. They don't feed, I think they like feed them once a month or something, or once every. They don't feed them like every day. They just eat something big, and then it just slowly dissolves in them, you know. So I guess they got it timed that, hey, it's this time to feed them.
What was the, like where you stayed, whether you really looked after A1?
Look, we had like a 6-bedroom house. It was old. I think everything in Vegas is old. But it was good. We all had our own room. The good thing is we all got along, you know. We're all really like me and Frankie have shared heaps of times, especially here in New Zealand. Every time me and Frankie end up bunking together, and Frankie's a really clean person, and so am I. So is Alex, and I don't know if the other guys were that clean, but because we were leading the chase, that we were clean. The whole place was always clean, you know. And Frankie's got ADD, so first thing he gets up in the morning, he'd start cleaning the pool and clean around the yard, sweep all the floors, you know. And then because we were like that, everything was always, the house was always spotless, you know. And there's nothing worse, like we'd get to the Ultimate Fighter house and the sink would be packed with dishes and shit. Because none of, like, we spoke to the guys and there were a couple of clean guys, but the other guys wouldn't do nothing. And in the end they go, well, why am I clean if no one's doing it? So they all became dirty where, like, I think 2 or 3 weeks in, they had to bring cleaners in to clean everything because the guys would just leave all their dishes there and then just take one, but there wasn't enough room to wash your dish. So the house, it was disgusting. It was disgusting. I couldn't have lived there. Because I was going, how can you live like that? And then, like, a couple of the guys, they said, oh, what we do is we just get our plate and knife and fork, and they just take it with them, the clean guys, and then they just eat, wash it, and then
keep it for next time.
Yeah, because you're not going to wash as everyone else's gear. Oh. And the fridges, like, because guys would just go, they can order whatever they want to eat, you know, and they just get it for them. So some guys just order like some steak and then they just leave it there, you know, and then they don't throw it out, and then the fridge is just getting more and more, and then they had to put it in bags and write their name and the date on it, so people could come and throw it out. But yeah, I wouldn't want to live like that.
The disrespect. You are legally what? You are legally what?
Looks like they're finished.
Yeah. There's my favourite guy there, Ram. After Bloods. Sorry, Ram. I said after Bloods. No, he came and trained with us He actually came up the week because he's always. I ran into him at the fight show in Melbourne, and I've known him for a while. And he's always says he's going to come and train with us. He's always, and he showed up, but I didn't know he was a fighter or anything because I just see him at the fight shows and he's always half tanked, you know. And I said yeah, and he goes, I promise. The next minute he shows up at the gym and we were getting ready for I think Alex's fight, yeah, and I don't know, there was something. Anyway, he showed up at the gym and I got my fighters group and I trained them, and then anybody new that comes in, I go, you just go with the normal people, you know. And him and this other guy, I didn't know they were fighters, and it wasn't until the guy who was training with him, Eugene, go, no, they're all right. They can. So then I brought him in, and after Eugene told me, you know, that no, he goes all right, you know. But he's a good kid, really nice personalities. He could take a joke, especially with Eugene. Eugene was giving him bloods, heaps.
I see Alex is there. Has he got time for an interview, you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon so. I'll get him for you.
Cheers, mate. Hey, nice talking to you, Joe.
too, Tony.
Yeah, we'll
Thanks,
see you
mate.
see you next.
Thank you.
See you in a week. Is it a week or 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay. Cheers, mate.